Nothing is promised.
Especially in Vegas.
Vegas is vicious, and it's only becoming more vicious because a hockey team's coming there. Now, granted, we know that, yeah, you guys are watching a wrestling show, but
And it's kind of dark. Sorry, guys. It's like 8 o'clock.
it's 8 o'clock here. But anyhow, welcome to the third episode of
Twin Hoggy Talk. Would you like some spez?
And I'm Renee Set Go. Welcome along. So today, since it's Money in the Bank Day,
And it's in Las Vegas.
we decided we need to talk about
The new team in Las Vegas.
the new team in Las Vegas.
All the rumors we've heard about that. And we have a special guest lined up for you guys. And sorry, it's nobody you know.
It's no one that anyone knows, but this special guest has asked us if he can come on to the show, and we said yes. So welcome along.
And hey, we're in Vegas.
Woo!
Ignore the ladders. Hey, look, Vegas. It's Money in the Bank time, folks. Woo!
Woo! Welcome to the third. I got you. Third episode of Twin Hockey Talk. I am one of the hosts, Renee Set Go.
I'm the better of the two hosts. Would you like some spez?
And so today we'll be debuting a couple new segments.
Hope you like them. If not, don't watch
Our
the
first
show.
special guest will be on the show. And we'll be covering any and everything from Money in the Bank, Las Vegas, to free agency, which is what we're going to talk about right now. What do you think of free agency?
Whew. It's like an avalanche, man. Not the Colorado Avalanche. They barely beat a snowstorm.
Woo!
But it's like it doesn't end. I mean,
It just goes on.
at
and
least
on
for
and on.
the day we're filming, the Stars have been crazy. The Preds, on the other hand, haven't, and it's been days-
No.
What did I do now?
No. We did something insane a few days ago.
Oh
Yeah, the Weber PK Subban. You remember that now. Instead, a lot of our
She cried.
I said it a single man here. There's a difference. Do you really have to? Oh, yes. Okay, anyhow, there's evidence of me saying that on our Facebook page, so.
Check it out.
Yep.
I guess we should just advertise our social media.
Yeah, we should. Anyhow, free agency. This is how I look at
Follow
it.
us on Twitter. I don't even know.
We haven't even hacked the account yet.
No. Okay. Let's just move on.
We're not cutting that. You realize that?
I don't know
Alrighty,
that.
so how I describe free agency is it's kind of like a supernatural season. It's crazy. It's chaotic. We don't know what's going to happen at the end of the season.
Nope.
So we know there's going to be changes somehow. We don't know what, we don't know who's going to go where. It's insane. It's kind of like a supernatural season.
Yeah. Also, all the trades, man.
Whoo!
It's been crazy. For me, what I've been noticing is we're losing some of our key guys as the Stars, but we're also getting some key guys through the draft, which we'll talk about a little bit later.
Yep. I mean, at least you guys were lucky enough not to lose your captain. We did. And so now it's the debate of who do we want, basically? Do we want this guy? Do we want this guy? Who will fit the role?
Nobody. I mean, they've got... I shouldn't say that. They got huge shoes to fill.
Alrighty, anyhow, you're saying.
It's not that it's going to be hard to choose a captain. There's already a couple nominees I have going in my mind.
Well,
However, that captain, whoever he's going to be,
yeah, I mean, whoever's going to be the next guy to be the captain, he's got big shoes to fill.
he's got a huge role to fill as well.
Yeah, huge role to fill.
I think Fisher,
Really?
Fisher or Nealer would be my bet.
I would. Ooh, that's tough. I've heard a lot of names tossed around: Fisher, Neil, Yossi, even Renee.
I don't want a goalie as my captain.
Yeah, no,
sorry.
no.
Like, the captain needs to be somebody who's, and I can speak to this a little bit, who's relatable, who knows when to kind of have a healthy mix of both. Not as serious as Captain Serious, however, not as goofy as his teammates.
Yeah.
Like, they need a healthy balance, and they need a veteran leader who they can trust.
I mean, it's tough because Weber was our first homegrown captain, meaning he's been through our system. Or he was.
Well,
Excuse me.
Was.
So, whoever it is, I mean, got big shoes to fill, a huge role to fill. So, I mean, I think Pole is a genius lunatic. And I know that sounds like a funny saying. I mean, you're saying that's funny, but because he does moves, who in their right mind would trade their captain?
Apparently the Predators.
Apparently Pole
But
did.
you guys got a good return.
But he's a
PK
genius
Subban.
because not only has he done that, but in the past, he was the one that got Forsberg from the Capitals. And look at how well that has paid off for us. So he's a lunatic, but he's a genius. We'll discuss that later in a later segment.
So what's interrupting us right now? There's something interrupting us.
Oh, crap.
We interrupt this broadcast of Twin Hockey Talk to show you our latest show inside a show, which is a fourth wall break inside of a wall break. It's like a ton of wall breaks, I think 16. Anyway, welcome to our first episode, inside an episode of last season tonight. I'm your host, Would You Like Some Spez? Had a lot of interesting things happen over the past couple of weeks, haven't we? We had the draft first thing a couple weeks ago. That was very interesting. It was very interesting, but unfortunately, it took me away from my last night being able to do this legally. It's looking up the cutest animal in the world, teacup pigs. How you doing, Harold? His name's Harold. I found that out when I was Googling it. He's adorable, isn't he, folks? So the first pick was Austin Matthews. Now, that's no surprise to anybody. As you know, it's not a surprise that Austin Matthews was the first pick for the Toronto Maple Leafs. You were living under a rock, I hope you know that. Or if you didn't have internet, I'm sorry, then go, I don't know, use trampoline as an Olympic sport or something, I don't care. Anyway, it was pretty much as surprising as who's going to get the next hit in WWE. This is a heated topic, guys, but I have my opinion. It's all your fault, Heath. Don't give me that look. Yeah, you take your ginger sunglasses and get the hell out of here. Get out. Scrap. He's going to get it from Doug the Clown, I swear. Anyway, the draft. It's a very serious subject. So serious, in fact, my next photo is dedicated to how serious I took the draft. There we go. The draft order. How cool is that? That'll be the most constructive we are on this show, I promise. So obviously Toronto took Austin Matthews, and then the rest you kind of tuned out unless it was your team's turn. Now, I think I speak for a lot of people. When it was your team's turn, you tuned in a couple of picks before the draft. And then they decided to trade the pick. And you're like, no, this cannot happen. This cannot happen. What are you doing? Oh my gosh, don't trade. What? You just swapped picks. I have to watch this for 10 more minutes just to get to my pick, and then you might trade it away again. No, this cannot happen. No. Ended up making sure a lot of people feel like that. They felt like this. This is how I felt like from the draft. I know, it sucked really badly. Thank you. That's our lovely audience here.
And the camera guy.
I know, it still stunk. Good God. Anyway, the Stars made an interesting pickup. Riley Tufts was his name. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Sorry if you're watching this and I pronounced it way wrong. Like I said, don't find me. I suck at pronouncing names. And, so Riley Tuff, he did a pretty good job. We have a comment from our audience.
And the Preds picks up a defenseman, Dante Fapro. Again, I'm probably worse at her with names. Don't ask me about names like Namish.
Yeah, we'll have to do that one day, pronouncing names. And now we go to a much lighter subject. Sidney Crosby fighting. Doesn't happen much, but we found footage. It's like finding a Bigfoot. Another event that people were interested in, the NHL Awards, aka the popularity contest of popularity contest if you're a hockey fan, or player in some cases. Can we just cover up his face? I know, I don't like him. Thank you.
That's better. It's not my flipper.
And then we have this wonderful Stanley Cup there, and I don't know who that guy is, but anyway. It turned into the Patrick Kane Show, which unfortunately is not the name of our show. It's not. I mean, look at him. It's a blurry photo because, well, there are so many more trophies coming his way. What a loser. Screw you, go Stars. Go away. Get off my screen. Get off my screen. So here are the nominees for the prestigious awards. And, well, let's see. Kane won that one. Oh, that's the only one he's on here for. No, he won that one. And, oh, that's it. Shockingly, he's only on 2 things, and I didn't miss any. So, Stars came out empty-handed, which is unfortunate because we were nominated for 4 awards. Yeah, I'm looking up my facts now as we speak. But it also was in Las Vegas as well, which also brings to light our next topic. Hockey in Las Vegas. A lot of people are kind of scared by the fact. Some aren't. Other gamblers like, can we gamble on it? Why, yes, you can. It's like a horse race. It's a horse race. Yes, it lasts 16 minutes, you fool. Anyhow, we did some thorough research on looking up some names that are nominees for this new team in Las Vegas. So here's some of the names. Las Vegas Bones. Hey, that's a pretty cool, badass name. Then we have the Atom Bombs. Didn't they kill a lot of people? Oh, well, I guess the Atom Bombs, maybe the 51. Wait, that's a baseball. That one. If you don't like it, I'll give you a second to tune out into the show. I've been waiting. Good. You guys tuned out of the show? If you don't like it, fantastic. We'll tell you when to tune back. And then the one that looks like it has the most potential is anything that has to do with the Knights. Black Knight Army. Or just a knight in general, which would be cool. We have also the Locomotives, the Rattlers, and the Las Vegas Odyssey. I don't know how to pronounce these names. It's like, you know. Which brings us to our main story for tonight. Traditional versus non-traditional teams. With this recent news of Las Vegas receiving a hockey team, brings us to our main story tonight. Traditional hockey towns versus non-traditional hockey town. So, what's the difference? Well, for aid, I brought up a map. This is the map. A couple years outdated. Some teams like the Thrashers, which we'll focus on them in just a moment. They don't exist. Sorry, Atlanta fans, you guys went up to Winnipeg, but that's completely irrelevant. But there's no dividing line, so for all you guys watching, the 5 people that watch the show, I drew you a border. You're gonna love it. It's not like Trump's wall or anything, but it works. Ta-da! Your border drawn by a 5-year-old. That's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful. Don't laugh at me. It's funny. It's awesome. Anyway. So, there's the border. Well, what's the difference between a traditional versus non-traditional hockey market? It's pretty much like snow and heat. If you have snow, you're in a traditional market. Good job. You can play hockey all year round if you wanted to. Now, if you are in 100% humidity at 105 degrees, sorry, pal, you're kind of screwed. Our first focus on a non-traditional hockey town is one that, shockingly to me, lasted longer than I expected to. I only thought that this team lasted a couple of seasons, but it actually lasted a lot longer than I thought. I'm talking about the Atlanta Thrashers. Look, they even have a tombstone. Isn't that awesome? Which is how I found out they lasted a lot longer than I expected, but it's because of a couple of key reasons. It wasn't because of the fans. Their fans, granted, didn't show up in droves. They did show up, though. They were loyal. Was it the team? Yeah, they only made one playoff run, but then again, that's not a long time to make said playoff run. And if you look at where they are now, They're nowhere close to doing, making a run. They're nowhere close. Nope. It actually was the ownership, and we have a tale about them in just a second. It's these guys who screwed you over, Atlanta. Blame them. It is the Atlanta Spirit Group. Blame them. Blame them. They also own, if you would like to know, the Atlanta Hawks as well. Here's a fact for you. The Hawks were $14 million over their cap limit, and the Atlanta Thrashers, they were $20 million under it. Apparently, they were ye of little faith, as people would like to call them. Here were the protesters when they were trying to get rid of the team, and they didn't. See? Hockey belongs in Georgia. That's what they said. They definitely said, I just like this one. Don't just sit while the Spirit sucks hockey out of Atlanta. Atlanta Spirit, you're not very friendly with the NHL fans, are you? No. Nope. You're done with them. Well, I guess if you have fans that look like Bubba J over there, how you doing? Doing well? It's great. He's just creepy. We're going to get his face off the screen in a second. But at a Nashville Predators Winnipeg Jets game, they hosted an event called Thrash to Smash, trying to get Atlanta Thrashers fans to become Predators fans. And what did they do? Well, you see the ref picking up a Thrashers jersey, and jerseys are no cheap thing. They're very expensive, just like my wonderful outfit here. But enough about me. Which makes us move on to another non-traditional market, the Nashville Predators.
Woo!
Stupid idiot. Anyway, the Nashville Predators are actually a very successful franchise in a non-traditional market. Looking for more evidence? They just hosted the All-Star Game this season, you idiots. There's not much more proof than that. You can't deny that. That's hardcore evidence. And unlike Thrasher fans, they filled up their stadium a little too much. But they were loyal, and they made runs into the playoffs year after year after year after, okay, maybe they missed once or twice, but 5 and 7 years. That's a pretty good statistic. I'm not gonna lie, there's nothing wrong with that. And the scary thing is, they're not even 20 years into their franchise history. The future is bright in Nashville, I can tell you that. And the owners, as some may claim, they do act like lunatics every once in a while, but they're not as crazy as those Thrasher guys. So, yeah. These owners are pretty chill compared to the Atlanta Thrashers owners. Now, some people may think that it's due to, oh, look at all those traditional darlings moving down, getting out of their traditional towns like Chicago and Detroit and New York, whatever that may be, but that's not true. There are fans who have lived in Nashville their whole entire lives. Some, I don't know anybody off the top of my head, but that's okay. But you know what? Their fans are loyal, they pack the stadium, and win or lose, as ugly as it may get, they throw catfish on the ice. I thought I had a photo, but apparently not. But they have slogans such as "Stand With Us." They are the only major franchise in Nashville, which probably helps a little bit, but their fans are loyal. They don't go away so easily. So the Thrash to Smash was a success, I can tell you that. Yeah, I still have more photos. All-Star Game, that's where I was supposed to discuss it. Look at me. Anyway, they hosted an All-Star Game recently, as I said earlier. How crazy is that? And guess what? You know what they said? They would be more than willing to come back in the next decade. Los Angeles, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you right now, Kings. You got a lot of work to do to stand up to Nashville. If you're not even half as decent, you might want to kiss your All-Star Game chances in the near future goodbye. Bye-bye. Now, I'll give you a second for you Kings fans to tune out. I'll let you know when to come back in. You good? Cool. Now, let's take a glance at some traditional hockey markets. So, basically, it's any of the original 6. Really? Nobody tells me these things. But there are a couple of key things. So, the original 6, what do they all have in common? They have this guy in the snow. Look at him. But, no, I'm serious. They have snow. And I'm not saying just like a little bitty dusting. It's like, want some snow? Here's 2 feet for you. Oh, it just started to melt. 2 more feet. It doesn't end. I swear. It doesn't end at all. Just doesn't happen. So, Detroit, Chicago, as I mentioned earlier, it's pretty much anywhere where there's snow on the ground, right? You saw that awesome border earlier, not gonna lie. Pretty much tells you where there's snow and where there's not snow. And they have a tendency to throw weird objects on the ice. That's somebody's calamari later. And they also win, not just once every couple of seasons. They win all the freaking time. They just don't stop winning. Winning is like, we'll get over 500 and well, then we're losers. No, if you get about 500, you're still not a loser. You're just balanced. But this is, even though it's a couple years old, it's from 2011, this is how many seasons it took for them to win another Stanley Cup from their previous one. Sounds confusing? It is. But look at that. There's 1 team in the first row, 2, 3. 3 whole teams in the first row, and then the only one that's in the bottom row is Toronto, but it's Toronto. Sorry, you guys, you're like the Chicago Cubs, or what they used to be. Don't know what to say to you guys, but you see the difference between these traditional markets and non-traditional markets? Traditional markets are as established as the snow and ice they thrive on. Non-traditional, it's like, well, why is there a hockey rink in my backyard? I don't know. There's a backyard. And their fans are loyal too, but so are the non-traditional teams. I didn't mention markets like California, or even my favorite team, the Stars. How dare I not mention it? Well, I just mentioned it. There you go. But Chicago, their fans have been loyal since day one, and quite frankly, they're a little bit out there, but Stars fans have also been loyal, and they've actually won a Stanley Cup, unlike the Predators. Not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. So what is the main thing I emphasize between traditional and non-traditional markets? Let me show you a visual. Traditional, non-traditional. Traditional, non-traditional. Heat miser, snow miser. Non-traditional, traditional. So that's all we have for you in our discussion with traditional versus non-traditional teams. This has been Would You Like Some Spez, and thank you for watching last season tonight. That's our show. What are you doing, you stupid idiot? Where have you been this whole time?
Beating up John Cena, it's my favorite thing to do, don't
You have not been beating up John Cena. Where's your waffle? Where's your waffle, you stupid idiot? You were supposed to get me a chocolate chip waffle, you know that? I sent you away for 5 minutes and you come back with a show. This is my set. This is my house. This is mine.
Didn't you know?
Stupid idiot. I created this show and I could break you in half. This show too.
It's my show now. Welcome everybody to the NHL Asylum. Hang on, I need to get fancier. I think that's why she's mad. I am Rena Set Go.
You stupid idiot, get off my set.
It's my set. Get off my set.
Get off. I'm done with this. Screw you. I'm done.
Welcome to the NHL Asylum. I am the runner of the asylum right now. So on tonight's show, we're going to have a special guest. None of you know him, but some of you do. But it'll be interesting to get his thoughts on some recent topics that have happened in the NHL, and maybe I'll just ask him some hard-hitting questions too. On this show, it is unfiltered, anything goes. Just don't break Stanley. I love Stanley. Alright, so today on the NHL Asylum, I have a very special guest. First special guest ever on Twin Hockey Talk. And unfortunately, he's not an admin on the page, but he believes he is, so I'm bringing him into the asylum. Come on in. Let's go in it. What are you doing? This is my show.
Hey, I'm the real Rene Set Go.
No. You've seen me on the podcast before. I'm the real Rene Set Go, but
My name is the real Rene Set Go.
the real Rene Set Go. Okay, aka John.
Yes.
We just call each other by normal names on the show. So
Yes.
today on the show, I'm basically going to be firing stone cold questions about a couple of things. I'll quickly mention the topics. Las Vegas getting a hockey team. Yes, it's happening. Shea Weber trade. And, any thoughts about how the season went for the Predators. So we'll start off with Las Vegas getting a team. We don't know the name. Some possible names are Black Knights, Atom Bombs, and even a parody of name Las Vegas Hookers. What are your thoughts about a team in Las Vegas? Is it going to succeed or fail?
Well, it's going to succeed. Las Vegas has money, especially if they name it the Las Vegas Hookers. That just floats. It'll be interesting how they get the players because they've done things in the past with a fancy draft or
They're doing
have
an
they-
expansion draft, and there's a
expansion
rule.
draft. Okay.
And I forget there's like 2 different ways a team can do this, and of course this affects the Predators. The team can either save 11 players or protect 11 players, or they can do X amount of each position, like X forward. I think it's like 6 forwards. I don't know. It's math. Not this late at night, but it's something like that. So I think it's like X amount of forwards, Y amount of defensemen, and 1 goalie. So, that it won't happen this season, obviously. But what are your thoughts? Is the team going to succeed or fail?
I think they'll be able to succeed because they'll just get to pick the players they want, pretty much. They won't get like all-stars like Ovechkin, Kane, but they'll get up-and-coming guys. They'll get those guys who have been like decent contributors for their team. Like I said, not the superstars, but the up-and-coming players, or like those overall team players.
Understandable.
So they'll succeed.
Alrighty. I think about the whole Vegas thing is that the Predators, they're going to protect it. Alright, so definitely they're not going to be an all-star team, but it'll be interesting to see what we get because some of the farm systems and that for some of the NHL teams, like they're stacked. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. Alright, done with Vegas. Alright, my next question will be about the Shea Weber trade, PK Subban. What was your initial emotion over that? And be honest. I don't care if you cried or anything like that, or screamed or yelled or broke a hockey stick.
Well, I freaked out because when you wake up from like a 4-hour nap and first thing that comes on your phone is Nashville traded their captain to Montreal for PK Subban. You freak out a little bit. PK Subban is a great player. Nashville got the better end of the deal. That's biased because I'm a Nashville fan. But
we're both biased on here.
Yeah, I have evidence to back it up. But I freaked out. You never want to trade away the face of your franchise, your captain. And when you do, it leaves a big hole. But PK Subban is a good player. He's got the potential of Weber, so he's 4 years younger than Weber. And the thing is with Shea was he looked very sluggish this year. Like, he never made the plays. He would only contribute if they came to him. He would never set up a slap shot for UOC. He would always wait for one to come his way. And, Subban got hurt this year, but with this young group of Johansson, Forsberg, his co-partner will be Yossi, it'll be a good group to go together, a good young team.
I think that with that trade, I think Nashville got the better end of the deal because Subban's younger. He's reaching the prime of his career, while Weber, as you said, like his sluggishness, that he's unfortunately slowly getting to not necessarily the twilight of his career, but yeah, the twilight.
Now, Montreal did benefit though because their scenario is the futures now with Price. They got a good goaltender. I don't know a whole lot about Montreal, I'll be honest. But
neither do I. They're enemies of the state to me.
I know they're a good group of middle-aged men. The future's now for them. If they want to get the playoffs, the cup, it would be now. And adding Shea Weber is good because Shea Weber is up there in age of just a little bit. He's not totally old. He's not a Yager, but 31 is still decently old for this sport. But they'll enjoy a slap shot. We'll miss that in Nashville, but that's fine.
For sure. I mean, now speaking about that, so when the Predators do play the Canadians, how do you think the defense will react to blocking Shea Weber's shot? Will they even block it, or will they just be like, nope?
No, they'll just treat it how they treat any other team,
Yeah. I mean, I'll laugh if they do something like, oh, crud, he's having a slap shot. Crap, gotta get out of the way, or something like that. Because that'll be funny, because, 108-mile shot, I wouldn't want to be taking that, even with all the equipment on. That would still hurt.
Right.
Let's see, what else? Not only that, too, I think one thing that student also has is charisma.
Yeah.
Good or bad. I've heard both, unfortunately. Bad. Some mainly from fan fiction. Got a couple of haters for him, but he's also very good in the community. For example, in Montreal, he donated $10 million to Children's Hospital. So, not only that too, he seems like a goofy guy. For example, there's a video clip floating around on Instagram or something of him on like a little jet ski thing, like he's holding onto it and screaming, "Predators! Predators!" Like giving shout outs.
He's a good person, he's got a great character, and he'll bring a lot of
Yep.
energy to Bridgeton, and he'll be a fan favorite.
Oh, very quickly. It won't take him long for sure, because in Montreal, there have been rumors that because Montreal's very strict. For example, if you watch the segment last season tonight, strict.
Yeah,
that's your Montreal Canadiens. Or the Nashville Predators.
Wait a minute. You don't bring my show into this. Believe me.
But I already did.
He talked about it. He said, the thing is, when they interviewed him after the trade, they said he's going to a team in a city where they actually want him. Montreal just wasn't the place for him.
Yeah.
He realized that, and he's coming somewhere where he feels great about his team, the town, and his chances of getting to the playoffs, getting further. And he said he feels like he has a better opportunity at winning the cup.
Well, and the future for the Predators, unlike the Canadians, it's not in the next few years. It's beyond.
Right.
So future's bright for both teams. I think it's just a wee bit brighter for the Predators, for sure, because they're younger, obviously, than the Canadians and that. So, alrighty. Let's see. Last thing, ask, what were your thoughts about this past season?
I thought it was a good developmental year for Nashville. They got furthest they ever have been in the playoffs, second round.
They doubled how many games they played in the playoffs. They
Exactly.
played 6 or 7 more games. They doubled it.
Exactly.
So that's
they went to Game 7 in each series. They worked hard. Game 7 against San Jose, getting shut out 5-0. There's nothing you can do about that. It's just, but it's the experience. You got really young guys on the team. Forsberg, he's phenomenal. He just signed him to 6 years. 60+ million. But then you got those guys who are under the radar, like Victor Arvidsson and Mika Salomaki.
Well,
they contribute a lot.
The farm
system.
system.
They got the experience that they needed.
The farm system of the Predators, so that's the Milwaukee Admirals and whoever else was underneath them, I don't know. But I'll say this, I went to the Preds developmental camp, and let me just say, that was the most aggressive hockey game I've ever been to. I was right up against the glass, it wasn't, sure, it counted for bragging rights. Who wouldn't want bragging rights? But the guys played like they had a chip on their shoulder. They were trying to prove themselves.
Exactly, that's the whole point of it. They know Laviolette and the GM and all of them are watching. They want to show what they got and earn themselves a spot.
Yeah, I call Pohl a genius, but he's a lunatic, because who else would think of trading their captain away for, very charismatic, young
Right.
defenseman, that's
But
also a star on his former team.
When they traded Weber, they got what they deserved.
For sure.
Anybody else that, they wouldn't have been a good move, but
No.
PK Subban is a good fit.
I think that the Predators, they came out with the better end of the deal, because, their Subban, you know, is younger. You know, he's more charismatic, as I said earlier, and he will, you know, go out there and play 110%, just like the people I saw at Preds developmental camp. And another thing with Predators I noticed, future's not just bright now, it's brighter, you know, beyond, you know, 5, 10, 15 years.
Oh yeah.
For, you know, it was just really cool to see that because, first of all, these guys are, stand up. Can you stand? No? Okay. You're tall. They're like, probably a couple inches taller than you, and like, they're built.
They all got bright futures, and you know, I specifically look at the goalie spot because they just got rid of Carter Hutton, and so they
Sad.
have
That killed me.
They have Pecorini, but you know, it's good for Carter because he's not going to get the playing time he wants in Nashville. He's with St. Louis now, and St.
Tragic
Louis.
he went to a rival, but
Yeah,
tragic.
St. Louis needs a goalie, and they got a good guy out of that. But you know, whoever the new backup is, Saros or Mazinek, you know, they're learning from one of the best. Pecorini is definitely an above-average goalie.
Well, if he's healthy.
If he's healthy, yeah, I suppose. But, you know, they're learning from a great veteran like him. But then, that's just like a key to look forward to in the future. But, you know, you got guys like Kevin Fiala or Aronson, you know, guys who have been there before.
Yeah.
But have come back, you know, they swap. But they're learning from all of them too, and you know, they have their skills already. So when they get their shot up there, watch out because that'll be a good group.
I mean, just the group that I saw at developmental camp, you know, they were playing to prove themselves, hey, I am worthy of playing at a level, you know, that I'm capable of, whether that's the AHL, juniors, NHL, or however many other hockey leagues that are out there, KHL, I mean, oh wait, that's a separate hockey league, that's Russia.
Hey.
We don't mention certain players like Versi and Dulov on this show. Don't like them, but
Roussel.
He's a Frenchman.
Oh, my bad. Russia,
no,
France.
Radulov.
Big difference.
No, lore has it, Predators lore has it that he was out partying, or he got home, or he went to his room late one night with one of his teammates, and he got suspended. And ever since, Preds fans have like frowned upon him. I don't know the whole story because obviously I've only been in the hockey a year.
Right.
And Versi, we'll just move on to that now. He was drafted by the Predators in 2012, but he graduated. You know, fast forward 4 years, he was playing in college, graduated. He chose to become a free agent. What are your thoughts about that? Because I could rant on for hours and hours. I mean, ask all of them out there, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say. His choice, there's nothing you can do about it if he wants to give up his own shot at going into an organization like Nashville. I mean,
right away.
Float your boat. I mean, I don't know the background story of it, but you might have a certain situation or something, or, I mean, if it's just because he doesn't want Nashville, then that's ridiculous.
Yeah. But here's the funny thing is, they traded away the rights to him, to Buffalo Sabres, and he's friends with a certain Jack Eichel on the team. So, according to a rumor that I just heard about today, he's signed with them. Yeah. But it won't be announced till August 15th. So, do you think that's happening, or is it just a smoke screen?
If they said it, then it probably is. I mean,
it's not officially announced yet,
right.
So.
And they won't. But you know, he wants to do that. Go play for someone like Buffalo, who's got a lot of issues. Go right ahead.
All right.
Go right ahead.
I mean, I've heard some Sabres fans saying the future is now. Yeah, we're gonna make it to the playoffs. Yeah, we're gonna win a cup this year.
I don't see him high in the standings. I don't see him in the playoff hunt. I don't know what you got going for you Sabre fans.
I just totally did that. Oh yeah. I mean, I think the Sabres, they have issues that need to be solved. You know, not only not with the team, but outside. You know, a couple of personalities have been getting into issues. Non-criminal charges, which is weird, but yeah, it's bad stuff. I mean, I think the Sabres they shouldn't be thinking, oh, we're going to make it to the playoffs this year. One step at a time.
Right.
First get to 500, then win a few more games, and win a few more games, and bam, 10 years from now, you might be in the playoffs. You know, not this year for sure. And if they do, well,
If you want the playoffs, you got to work for it. You can't just talk about it or expect it. So get your act together and let's go, Buffalo.
alrighty. Alrighty, I think that's the end of our show. I mean,
I got one last thing to say. Fuck the Colorado Avalanche.
it's gonna get me some heat, but we're in the
You
side.
guys suck. Don't think you're good because you're not.
What?
2 cups. Yeah, back when your team had Wah or whatever. Yeah, that's
You
good.
mean
but
where?
yeah, Patrick Wayne. But that doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Because I was with a totally different team, and now you got your little Duchesne, Landeskog, Varlamov. No, screw them all. They all suck.
Very powerful words. I'm personally not a fan of the Avalanche either. It's because their fans, first of all, going to a home game at an Avalanche, I've been there, no offense at fans, but it's like a golf match. People bring it up a level. I mean, I got yelled at by Avs fans because being a Predators fan, being, hey, you suck, it's all your fault. That's not normal.
I'm pretty sure funerals are louder than Colorado Avalanche games.
No. Damn, bud. So bring up the level of the game. I don't care what you do, but do something that makes it entertaining for me. Other than that, you didn't make the playoffs this year, Avalanche. Don't think you're the best in the world when you can't even make the freaking playoffs. Okay? Alrighty. Feel better ranting now. So that's the end of our show. Thank you. Just want to give huge shout outs to a couple of people that helped behind the scenes. John, Uncle Jeff, he held the camera for a segment. Just thank you to everyone who's helped out behind the scenes in that and dealt with this. And I want to thank you for coming on to the first ever episode of NHL Asylum. You're the guinea pig for this. So basically, you're gonna be like, our first ever interview on the show. So
Cool beans.
yeah, I mean, who knows who can come next on the show? I mean, just let us know if you want to be on the show. We'll set something up.
For sure.
I mean, you can come back too if you want to. I mean, if you're like, I want to rant about something, come back to the asylum. And
I got you. Yeah.
alright, I'll sign off really quick. I am Shannon, aka Renee Secco. Thanks for having me.
I'm John, the real Renee Secco.
He's not. And the voice you're hearing right now, you heard throughout this whole stupid idiot broadcast. I am hashtag would you like some spez, aka Christina, aka the best admin on this damn show. Believe that.
You wish, potato chip.
Ooh. On that note,
I feel like it.
thanks for watching.